Hi students, how are you? Are you well? Are you doing well? Are you listening to the parents? Yes, please listen to your parents. Stay at home so that you will be healthy. Okay? So, are you all watching the videos? Are you learning well? If you have any doubts, I asked you to put it in the GCR, right? So, please follow the activities given in the GCR and do it on time. Before the deadline, you complete the task and put it in the GCR. Okay, children? I appreciate that those who submitted the quiz screenshots in Google Classroom. So I expect the same from all the children. So do cooperate with the videos and answer the quizzes. Okay? Okay, children. So today this is our session 8 operating systems chapter. We will see what they are talking about. Hi Shanvi. Hello Vicky. How are you? I am fine. In those days, how do they convey messages? Through telegram and letters? Yes, you are correct. But now through email and mobile? Yes, Vicky, it is wonderful, right? Yeah. Do you remember our class leader commands? I do. He will give the task daily to be completed. Yes. The same way computer also receives some commands. We ask the computer to do the task through commands. We call it as CUI. Oh wow. Then today are we going to learn CUI? Yes. Are you ready? Yes. Shall we go to class? Okay. Come. Let's learn character user interface. Today's topic is character user interface, and the contents of character user interface is introduction, command prompt of CUI commands. Are you ready, children? Yes. So, these are the topics we are going to cover in this session. First, CUI. Next, command prompt. Example of MS-DOS page. Display saved directory, create directory, change directory, display new directory, practice time, recap and quiz. These are all the contents we are going to see in this session. Let us see what is CUI first. So CUI means character user interface, and we also call it as command line user interface. Okay. Why do we call it as command line user interface? Because we give the commands through line by line to the computer. We give only commands to the computer through the characters. So with the help of characters, we type it through keyboard, and that information will be given to the system, and that computer will think it as a command and it will process for us. Okay, each and every character whatever we give, that will be considered as commands, and it will perform according to the commands, and it will give us a response. Understood? So character user interface means through characters you will be entering the commands, and that commands will be entered in one window. That window we call it as command prompt. Okay, and this CUI is going to interact with the computer through this command prompt. Now we will see the example for CUI, character user interface. It looks like this, a black window. In that few commands will be entered, and that black window we call it as command prompt. Okay, and now we are going to see another example for command prompt or character user interface. Now you're going to think, you assume you're working on a document. When you're working on a document, if you want to copy, soon you have to complete the document, but you want to just finish it with shortcuts. So you will use the shortcuts to finish your document soon, and that shortcuts is a combination of your characters, and that characters is going to function some command. If you want to copy, what you will do? You will just take this control and C and you will copy it. So control plus C gives you copy command. Control plus V, it paste command. So with the combination of some characters, it is giving you some functional. Means functionality is happening here. So that we call it as commands. You are instructing the computer through this command to do the process. That we call it as character user interface. Few combination of characters are assigned to perform some commands in the system. That is called character user interface. Now you are going to see command prompt, and what is command prompt? How you can open the command prompt window. If you see in your system start menu, in that start menu you can type RUN. So this run application will be opened for you. Inside that dialog box, you have to type CMD. So the CMD is called command. If you type the CMD, what happens? The command prompt window will be open for you and you can type some commands. So that is called for you command prompt. You can invoke the command prompt screen through run application in start menu. This is how you will open the command prompt, and this command prompt will receive, it will say that you are ready to, it is ready to receive the commands from the user. Now you are seeing the command prompt page, and in this command prompt, look at it carefully. C:/, this is your drive, C drive, and another directory users, another directory Vijay. In that you are working some functions. Now I'm going to display first all the saved directories in my computer. So it is going to show me inside the C directory how much files I got and how much directories I got. Now we are going to see the saved directories inside the computer through the command dir. Through the command dir. Okay. So through this command you are going to see now all the directories which is saved inside your computer. Are you ready? Now it is going to display for me the saved directories. I just gave only dir and it is displaying for me all the drives which is inside my directory C. So inside the C users and my computer Vijay, it is showing me all the contents. So this is how it looks for you, the saved directory. I'm going to change the directory now. So first you saw what is saved directory. For that the command name is dir. Now I'm going to change my directory with the help of cd command. So cd command is just giving me, it is changing the directories and it is going to display for me whatever the contents is inside this particular drive. By giving cd command, you will change the directory and you will reach the destination directory C:/. Okay. Now you are going to create a new directory with the help of md command. So through this md command, you will be creating a new directory in this character user interface. Once you give the command md, a new directory will be created for you. And after creating a new directory, how to display the new directory? You have to give again the cd command and once you give the cd command, it will be converted or it will be changed into new directory. From here onwards, you can type anything you want to store in that directory or work in that particular directory. Okay, first we saw what is dir. Dir is used to display all the saved directory in your computer, and next we saw how to create a new directory, and that command is md make directory, which is called make directory. And next, how to display the new directory. Once again, you have to change the directory into new, then only the directory will be displayed for you, and you can work now in the new directory. Anything you want, you can do. So for example, save the directory, close the directory, and work in that particular directory. Now you all understood? These are all commands. We call this cd, md, dir, everything we call it as command. Through this command, you are instructing the computer to create a directory, to change the directory. You are commanding the computer. So it is working according to this particular commands. Okay. Now, after completing this commands, I want to exit from that particular command prompt. So I'm giving the command exit. So once I give the command exit, it will just exit that window. Now I'm going to show you how to enter into the command prompt and give commands. Are you ready, children? Once here, this is your start menu, and you will be giving in search icon RUN. Okay. Once you give RUN, you will have to enter CMD. So once you enter the CMD command, it will take you to that particular window, which is called command prompt. Okay. This is your command prompt. In this command prompt, you are going to give now the command to perform. First, what did we saw in that particular slide? dir, which means this command is going to display for you all the saved directories which is in your system. I'm going to show you how. Once I give dir, it is displaying for me whatever the directories are available inside the C drive, users and Vijay folder. Okay, these many folders and files directories we got in this C drive. Understood, children? Now I am going to show you how to create a directory. So how to create a directory? You will have to enter make directory, which is the command name is md. Okay, md space. I'm going to give you any name for my directory. I'm giving here first. Once I give first, the directory is created. I don't want inside the Vijay folder. I want it to be in my C drive. So I have to just get back to the C drive. How do I do? I'm going to change the directories to C drive. CD. Once again, I have one more directory here. I have to give once again CD. So what happens here? I'm coming back to my C drive. Here I want to create a directory. No problem. Give once again make directory. I'm creating my new directory, which is called second. Now I'm in my second directory. It is created. Now how to see whether I'm in that particular directory or not? What should I do here? I have to change my directory into the new directory. How you will change the directory? You will give cd, which means it is going to change the directory for you into second. So you are going to just give cd second. Now I am in my second directory. Now I can work on any type of documents, save the document, close the document, or any operations you want, you can perform inside this particular directory. So these are all we call commands. These commands is given to the computer to perform some operation. through character user interface. This window we call it as command prompt. Understood, children? Now, what you have to do to exit that particular window? These are all commands. I have finished my task. Now I want to get out of this window. I told you exit. If you give exit, it will come out of your command prompt. Understood, children? This is all about character user interface. And let us just recall. CUI means character user interface. And that character user interface uses the command prompt. This is your command prompt and this is your directory C:/. What is command prompt? Command prompt is used to notify the user that I am ready to receive your commands. It is telling the user that I am ready to receive your commands. That is called command prompt. Okay. And here after this you can type or else you can change the directory or any command you want you can give after this prompt. Okay. And now another command line interface. Command line interface is also known as character user interface. Okay, this is important. One more question. Command line interface is also known as character user interface. Right? Is it true or false? True. Example for character user interface is MS-DOS. So we worked in MS-DOS prompt page only. So these are all MS-DOS prompt pages. Okay. Now let us get back into our presentation. Now I'm going to give you a few questions. Please do answer the questions. First question. The command prompt of MS-DOS is an example of. Guess the answer. What will be the answer? Of course, it is character user interface. Right? Very good. Now, another question. The command prompt of MS-DOS is C:/prompt. So, is this a way it is displaying for you in the command prompt? Yes, true. It is displaying for you in this format only. Right? So, the answer will be true. And next question. What is CUI? It is a character user interface which the tasks are performed by typing few commands. What is the use of command prompt? What it does? It is telling the user that I am ready to receive your commands. Okay? It is just notifying the user that the command line interface is ready to accept the commands. Here, students are meeting and they are talking about few homework. Hi girls. Hello friends. Where are you hurrying? We are going to class to submit our homework. Oh, is it? We also completed our classwork. But we submitted it yesterday itself. Really? How was it possible? When the due date is today, how you can submit it? We submitted through GCR. What is GCR? It is Google Classroom. Nowadays, we can submit through online process. Wow, then I will also do the same. So instead of writing, we are typing. Yes, you are right. So similarly, nowadays GUI is more convenient than CUI. Okay then, shall we go to the class? Yes, I'm ready to learn GUI. In this conversation, we saw about the students are discussing GUI. So in graphical user interface, you can see and edit all through options. Using mouse, you can directly click on the menu and buttons on the screen and proceed your work. But in CUI, you have to type the commands either to create a folder or to open a folder. For anything in CUI, you have to create commands. You have to write commands and type the commands. Here in GUI, you will just click on the menu or click on the tool, whatever it's necessary for your task, and you will proceed your process. So in this class, we are going to cover the topic graphical user interface, introduction to it, and graphical user interface in short, meaning and advantages, differences between the graphical user interface and character user interface. Okay, are you ready, children? Then let us proceed. This is an introduction for graphical user interface. Next, examples to that, advantages of GUI, differences between CUI and GUI, a small recap, and quiz finally. These are the contents we are going to cover in this session. Let us see one by one in detail. What is GUI? You know the expansion for GUI. It is graphical user interface. Okay. And now this graphical user interface is a system of interactive visual components for computer software. You are interacting through this components. How you will interact? You will just use the mouse and click on the menu and click on the screen directly. That is why we call it as interactive visual components for computer software. And next, another point for GUI, it displays objects that convey information and represent actions that can be taken by the user. Whatever you do, it displays you the content. Either you click on the screen, either you open the folder, anything you do with that operation, what happens? It is displaying you the information and it is conveying you some information. Either for dialog box, do you want to save the file? Do you want to open the file? Anything you do that displays you something on the screen, that is called graphical user interface. Okay, it is interactive. It is visually attractive. This GUI is visually attractive. You will see more colors and you can see so many videos, animations, everything you can see on this screen by clicking once. While in CUI, you will see only the command prompt. It is a full black color and the content what you type will be in white color. But here you can see multiple colors with different combinations, like you can see the screen colorfully. So how does the GUI screen looks like? Let us see through some example. This is your graphical user interface. So what am I doing here? So these are all the menus which is in my screen, and this is, look at that, this is my desktop and I'm just going to some other folder. I can open multiple files at a time. Whatever the folder I need, I can just click once through using mouse and I can proceed my work. So any folder, any tab, multiple tabs, I can just switch over and I can proceed my process. Whatever you need, you can just close or minimize and open another folder immediately. So it is very quick and easy for you to access. Okay. So this is your graphical user interface screen. It looks colorful and it is very easy to operate. So that's why we use now this compared to CUI, we use more GUI. And next, we are going to see graphical user interface operating system. Few more points about that. A GUI has icons, buttons, windows and menus on the screen. So just now you saw one example. You saw multiple folders, multiple drives on the screen. Those everything we call it as icons, buttons, windows or menus, which will display for you on the screen. Another point here for you, graphical user interface operating system. It replaces the commands that you needed to type in CUI. So instead of typing the commands, you will directly access the folder and menus. And next, you can carry out the task by simply clicking on the mouse. So you know very well, using the mouse, just one click you can access the folder, or double click to open the folder and access whatever the files you need. An example for this GUI is Microsoft Windows. Nowadays, most of them are using Microsoft Windows. Another example is Mac operating system. So using this operating system, you can function your operation very well. So that's why nowadays they are preferring GUI rather CUI. GUI, one more example. You will use your mouse and just click on the new folder and you're just naming it. How you will rename it? Right click on the folder. Once again you're selecting the new again folder. You will right click and rename the folder. So this is how using the mouse you will create a folder and you will rename the folder. This is one small example for graphical user interface. Okay, everything will be only through clicking the option, or you can touch the screen through your finger, or you can double click on the menu. So this is graphical user interface. And what are the advantages of GUI? Let us see one by one now. Visually appealing and attractive. Yes, command prompt looks like black and white. Here it is like colorful vision. So every color means each and every color and combination of the colors you can see on the screen. That is visually appealing and attractive. Can switch between different applications at the same time. I told you, if you want to work in calculator, you just open the calculator and you will perform some calculations. Meanwhile, you want to just enter the data in Word document. What you will do? You can minimize the task and you can just work on the Word document, so that you can just shift your tab. You can just alter the tab. Okay, using keyboard buttons you can use, or using the mouse also you can just shift your tabs. So can switch between different applications at the same time. Users do not need to remember a lot of commands like CUI. Yes, do we need to remember the commands to click on the folder? No, it is not at all necessary. Directly using the mouse, you can drag and drop it. So using the commands, you will be typing or you will proceed some operation in CUI. That is not at all necessary here. You need not remember the commands since you are doing directly or virtually on the screen. Provides the facility to access a computer at a far off location known as remote access. Graphical user interface. Can you see here? This is example for switching over the folders or switching over the applications or files or windows. While you are working on one window, you can work simultaneously in some other document also. Okay, so these are all your windows. You can switch over the applications at the same time. Now we are going to see the difference between CUI and GUI. So the first point is character user interface uses a keyboard. Here, look at that carefully. CUI uses keyboard. At the same time, GUI uses keyboard, mouse, stylus or finger to give input. Needs to type all the commands. Yes, you have to type anything, even to open, copy, paste, anything you want to perform through command prompt. You have to go only through commands. Okay, but here, do you need to remember the commands? Is it necessary for you commands? No. Instead of typing the commands, you will click on the icons, menus to give commands. So here you will give commands through typing. Here you will just give the commands through clicking. Okay. And remember all the commands and their syntax. You have to remember the commands in CUI. Is it necessary for you to remember the command in GUI? No, it is not necessary. Instead of remembering the commands, you will directly click on the folder or icons on the screen. Example for CUI is MS-DOS, Linux, Bash Shell. Here examples for GUI is Microsoft Windows and Mac OS. Okay. So best example for GUI is Microsoft Windows. Now you understood the difference between CUI and GUI? Yes. Let us recall once again. CUI uses a keyboard. GUI uses keyboard, mouse, stylus or finger to give input. Okay. And CUI needs to type all the commands. GUI needs to click on the icons. CUI remembers all the commands and their syntax, while GUI just simply click on the icons on the screen. Example for CUI, MS-DOS. Example for GUI, Microsoft Windows. Now it's a practice time. Let me show you how I'm using the tick. Okay. Now even here in this presentation, can you see my arrow? So this arrow indicates now GUI. I'm just dragging or I'm just moving my mouse on the screen. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my folder here, arrow options. Can you see this arrow options? So I'm using my arrow to open a small menu, and after clicking on that menu I'm getting this dialog box or I'm getting this options menu, and in this options menu I have so many options here. So I can choose anything I want. If I want to choose ink color, I can just go to that directly. I'm only using mouse to select all these options. If I want to select some color, I have to go to the ink color and select what color I need through mouse. So here, can you see my mouse here? So I'm just going through all the colors. And now I don't want ink color. I just want to go to arrow options. Once again, one more option menu is displaying for me here. Visible, hidden. So whatever options I need, simply clicking on that. So it will be visible for me. Okay. So now you all understood what is GUI and CUI. Okay. Further, if you want more example related to GUI, let me show you. Now I'm going to switch the screen. So using the mouse, look at this carefully. How I'm switching the programs. Here, switch programs. Using the mouse, I have switched the programs. Now I'm going to go to start menu. Using the mouse, I'm just clicking on any software so that using the software I can work on Paint. using the mouse, I have just selected the paint and a paint window is being displayed for us now. I don't want now this paint window. I want to close it. So I'm not at all using the keyboard. Using this mouse option, I'm going to alter the tab. Okay, I'm not going to close. I'm just minimizing the tab. Now again, I want to just go to some other tab. So I'm using here Internet Explorer. I'm opening Internet Explorer here. Now I have opened the paint window and Internet Explorer web browser. Using these two screens, I'm going to show you how to switch over the tabs. Once the window is open for you, now similarly you're working in paint as well as you're searching some information in your internet browser. Okay, let us see how we are working in both the screens simultaneously. So if you want to work in CUI, you have to give some commands. But this GUI, you need not remember the commands. Directly you are opening the menu or the web browser or icons, whatever it is needed for you. Understood? Now I'm going to maximize the screen, or I'll just keep it in this screen view itself. I'm going to alt the tab. Okay, shift the tab here. Can you see my mouse? So here I have paint window. I can click on that paint window. Once again, I'm working in this paint. Okay, anything you want, you just do it here. So I'm working on the paint. Finally, I'm going back to the Internet Explorer. By a single click, I'm opening the Internet Explorer and I'm working parallelly on two tabs. Can you see this? Two tabs. So like this, multiple tabs I can open and work on at the same time. So this is your GUI. So in CUI, you will be giving commands and using the mouse, you can maximize the screen, minimize the screen. You can cut, copy, paste any data you want and you can work in MS Word document. So like this, you can just work in multiple windows simultaneously. This is called GUI. Now you understood what is GUI? Okay. So let us get back to our presentation now. Let us recall the questions now based on GUI. The Mac OS is an example of, we already saw two examples for GUI. One is Microsoft Windows and another one is Mac operating system. So the option will be for you here, graphical user interface. Yes, correct. The next question, GUI makes use of icons, buttons and menus. Is it true or false? True. Yes, correct. Next question. What is GUI? A graphical, or we can say it is an operating system interface where icons, buttons and menus are used to give commands. What are the advantages of GUI? Easier to work. Yes, it is very easy to work. Can perform multiple tasks at a time by switching windows. Visually appealing and attractive. Yes, in command prompt, if you see only black and white, so your background color will be in black and your text color will be white. So with the combination, it looks like black and white window. But in GUI, it is colorful. So you can just see all type of colors on the screen and it is very attractive for us. So that's why we call it as visually appealing and attractive.